It's fantastic because I love working with young people and I'm really passionate about giving people a chance to succeed that have come from difficult backgrounds or, that don't have it handed to them on the plate. So it's amazing what the Prince's Trust do for these young people.
Over the years, and I've done so many different events. I think probably on a couple of years I was on the judging panel, and that was tough because how do you possibly say that story is award-winning, but that one nearly is? That was one of the toughest things I've ever done. And the boss, the Prince of Wales, I've worked a lot with him over the years. He is remarkable in his knowledge. It's not just a surface knowledge. This is a deep-seated knowledge of the young people who have been taken up in the arms of the trust. I watched him once, and one of my favourite things. I watched him once. He said, "Would you come to a club?" It was and there's nothing sadder than a club in the daytime. And so he went in expecting, and I introduced him, and he was expecting there to be a whole load of business people there. And I introduced him, he got up on stage, put his hand in his pocket, picked out his script, looked at the audience, and they were all young people. And he put his script back in his pocket and spoke from the heart to these, and they were captivated. And I thought that was in the very early days when I thought I want to be involved in this, because he really believes in it.
Well, I've been reading the stories of the category that I'm presenting this afternoon. And they do, absolutely. These young people are there is no particularly, actually, because they've all achieved something amazing. So I think every time I get asked to do something with the Prince's Trust, it's the meeting them and being, it's an immense privilege to see what people have done with their lives, and you think how lucky we are, and hopefully the Prince's Trust brings some luck to them too.
It's very exciting because it is, it's a great charity, and it gives, what it's all about really is kind of giving a second chance to kids and sort of young adults. So when they have actually achieved success, I think it's a great thing. And I come from a profession where we are patting ourselves on the head all the time, and that's what BAFTAs are and Oscars are and comedy awards are. And I think it's very important that everybody gets that sort of recognition, really.
It's amazing the work that they do. Young people who really need it, come from all different kind of struggles and tough times, and a lot of them have turned their lives completely around and in amazing situations now. So it's incredibly inspiring, and we're just here to basically show our support.
And I think having children now ourselves as well is something that is important, because they are the next generation and they're going to make huge differences, hopefully, to the future and the way that we all live. And I like to think that if anything was to happen to my children, that someone like the Prince's Trust would be there to help them along. We met two people today who were just completely inspiring.
I've been an ambassador for about 20 years, I think. And I think that, so I've gone and met a lot of the young people. I've kind of spoken to a lot of them. And as I say, the fact that some of them have come from such desperate situations. And the inspiration is, if you can do it, then it's possible. They've made the seemingly impossible turn from that to a probable, to a possible, to a definite. And that's a life lesson for all of us.
I think there's always been disadvantaged kids. There always will be disadvantaged kids. But the difference between now and when I grew up is that now life is far more complicated, far more dangerous, there's a lot more temptations for kids. And, reading these CVs of some of these kids that have achieved so much, you can only just, it's inspirational, actually, what they've done.